Today on NFL Total Access, they're talking about who they think will win the NFC East. Of course, you know, they always say the Dallas Cowboys aren't going to do anything. Remember what they said last year? Yeah, the joke of the NFL. Well, it looks like the joke was on the NFL. Let's go to the tape.
Elsewhere in the NFC East, the Cowboys may have gotten their running back of the future as they acquired Kristen Michael from the Seahawks. The former A&M star has been backing up Marshawn Lynch for the past 2 seasons. We asked you who the favorites are to win the NFC East. The Cowboys coming in on top at 41%, followed by the Eagles at 37%. The Giants picked to finish third, and the Redskins bringing up the rear at 7%. Hard to argue with these numbers. You have the Cowboys who won it last year. You have the Eagles who made a boatload of changes in the offseason. Would you agree with these results, Will?
Yeah, absolutely, by a little bit. And I think Dallas Cowboys would be the more physical football team. And you talk about the offense, you get some running backs. Regardless of which running back steps up to the forefront, that offensive line and how they maul people and set the tone on that side of the ball, Tony Romo, Des Bryant, all the other usual suspects, they'll be fine. But Rod Marinelli is going to take this defense to another level. I watched them in camp. I watched how they practice, and they feel like they're the underdogs and nobody's giving them respect. This defense is going to play a little bit better than they did last year.
I mean, listen, the Redskins, since you left, haven't been the same. The Giants on defense. Listen, the Giants on defense, we can get all excited about Victor Cruz and all the monsters there on offense with Eli, but that defense,
it's still putting it together.
And Victor Cruz still isn't quite ready yet.
Well, true.
And then he'll be fine.
The Eagles, I think, I think they're going to hit this league like gangbusters to start. You know, we'll see. I think they've got a tough out week 1. We'll see. But you talked about the Dallas Cowboys up front. Trench warfare. On defense, you can knock it all you want, but in December, when you got a whole bunch of speed guys, fast and furious, it frustrates teams. And then we know what that offensive line is capable of. Last year, down the stretch, Dallas goes to Philly in their house and said, we're the best. They finished 12-4. They go into the playoffs. Philly goes home. I'm just not sure with what Chip is doing in Philly that they'll be able to beat this team late in the year again. We'll see.
And they gave Rod Marinelli's defense a little more depth in the offseason.
Yeah.
So you got more
speed,
players,
a lot of pass rushers.
speeds and guys that can get after the quarterback.
Well, I think a lot of teams have looked at how the Cowboys have built this offensive line, and they are saying, okay, maybe we can do that here. They're also going to look at the fact if they lose the NFL's leading rusher, and just by having that line, if they can still be productive on offense, perhaps the marquee running back not as important as he once was. Preseason games, well, they spent a top 10.
Wow.